Hey athletes, so in the past we've talked about taking deload weeks and how they can be very important. I always state that every 4, 6, and at the most you would wait is 8 weeks before you take a deload. So what happens if you're in a group class, okay? Maybe you do 4 to 5 classes a week and you've been doing it pretty consistently. Well, you probably feel this. You start to burn out after a few weeks, right? Maybe it's been 6 weeks, maybe you've gone 2 months and you just feel so burnt out. Here's what I recommend for you guys. So let's say you do take classes 4 or 5 times a week. Maybe you're taking a couple high intensity classes, some really high intensity cardio. Maybe you're doing some resistance training along with those classes, and maybe you're working your core and working your foundation in other classes too. Here's what I recommend. Every 7th week, okay, so you do 6 weeks, let's say, of pretty intense stuff, maybe even only 5. That 6th or 7th week, purposefully only take 3 classes and take the lighter intensity classes. So rather than taking 2 high intensity, 2 strength training, and maybe a core specific class, maybe you want to take 2 core specific classes and then either 1 high intensity class or 1 resistance training class, depending upon what your goal is. If you're trying to gain muscle and maintain your lean mass, hey, you want to take that strength training class so that you can keep that strength. If your goal is to lose weight or be leaner or whatever, get ready for spring break, right? Maybe you take 1 high intensity class, but remember, we want to treat this like a deload. We want you to feel good and just be excited to come back the next week and do 4 classes or 5 classes. Another option is doing something we refer to as a taper. So let's say you take 5 classes a week, okay? Well, rather than just dropping off at 3 right away and just only getting 1 week of taking it easy, maybe you do 3. So here's what I mean. Let's say it's the end of February. You do 5 classes that 1 week. Then the first week of March, maybe you do 4 classes, okay? Maybe you take away one of those high intensity classes, whether it's resistance training or cardio based, and you just do 4. Then you go into 3 times in the second week of March, okay? Only 3 classes. But again, you only do 1 of those high intensity classes, whether it's resistance training or high intensity cardio, and you add in that extra foundation type, core type training. So you're getting 2 easy days and 1 pretty high intensity day. Then you bring yourself back into doing 4 classes in the 3rd week of March, and then by the 4th week of March, you can jump back into your 5 classes a week. That'll give your body kind of a chance to recover, because remember, we're trying to stimulate our body, break our body down so that it has to change, right? But we have to give it that chance to recover and change. And again, whether it's 1 week and you feel great, or maybe you need to do kind of like a taper, that can give you the results you're looking for. So rather than just beating your head against the wall, let's take some time and let's recover so that we can get to our goal.